On May 27, 1837, in the small town of Troy Grove, Illinois, James Butler Hickok came into the world. Little did anyone know that this unassuming birth would herald the rise of one of the most iconic figures of the American frontier, Wild Bill Hickok. Troy Grove was a humble settlement, surrounded by the vast prairies of Illinois. It was a place where hard work and determination were valued above all else, and where young James Hickok learned the ways of the land from an early age. But as he grew older, his restless spirit yearned for something more, the adventure and excitement of the untamed frontier. As the nation was torn apart by the Civil War, James Hickok found himself drawn into the conflict, enlisting in the Union Army to fight for the cause he believed in. From the battlefields of Missouri to the hills of Tennessee, he faced the horrors of war with courage and determination, earning a reputation as a skilled soldier and marksman. But it was not only on the battlefield that Hickok would make his mark. In the summer of 1865, in the bustling town of Springfield, Missouri, a feud between Hickok and David Tutt, a former friend turned bitter enemy, reached its boiling point. The conflict began over a gambling debt, with Tutt seizing a prized watch belonging to Hickok as collateral. Warned against wearing the watch in public to humiliate him, Hickok found himself facing off against Tutt on the town square on July 21st. As the afternoon shadows lengthened, the atmosphere in the town square grew tense. Wild Bill Hickok calmly strode toward the square from the south, his trusty revolver gripped firmly. His arrival caused the crowd to scatter, seeking refuge in nearby buildings, leaving Tutt isolated in the northwestern corner. Halting at a distance that seemed like an eternity, Hickok faced Tutt and spoke with authority. "Dave, it's time to settle this." He cocked his pistol, holstered it on his hip, and issued a stern warning. "Don't cross this line with that watch." Tutt remained silent, his hand resting on his pistol. With both men standing sideways in the dueling position, a moment of hesitation hung in the air. Then, Tutt made his move, reaching for his pistol. Hickok drew his gun, steadying it on his opposite forearm in response. The two men fired simultaneously, their shots ringing out in the stillness of the square. Tutt's aim missed, but Hickok's bullet found its mark, hitting Tutt in the side with a resounding thud. With a cry of pain, Tutt stumbled onto the porch of the local courthouse before collapsing onto the street, where he breathed his last. In the aftermath of the gunfight, a heavy silence descended upon the square. Hickok stood tall amidst the chaos, his expression unreadable as he surveyed the scene. The crowd, once eager spectators, now stood in stunned silence, grappling with the gravity of what had just transpired. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the deserted square, Hickok quietly holstered his weapon and turned to leave. His demeanor betrayed no hint of remorse or regret, only a steely resolve and a determination to face whatever consequences lay ahead. And so, with the echoes of gunfire still echoing in the air, Wild Bill Hickok disappeared into the fading light, leaving behind a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The tension between the two men was palpable as they stood facing each other, guns drawn. Shots rang out, echoing through the streets as onlookers watched in horror. When the smoke cleared, Hickok emerged victorious, his reputation as a skilled gunslinger cemented in the annals of history. Wild Bill Hickok was a complex figure, driven by a sense of honor and duty, yet haunted by the demons of his past. His journey from a humble farm boy to a legendary gunslinger was marked by triumphs and tragedies, victories and defeats. But through it all, he remained true to himself and his ideals. As Hickok's legend grew, so too did the challenges he faced. From his early days as a soldier in the Civil War to his legendary duel with David Tutt, his life was a testament to the spirit of the American frontier, a world of danger and opportunity, where only the strongest and most determined survived. Behind the stoic facade of Wild Bill Hickok lay a man grappling with his demons, the memories of war, the weight of his reputation, the loneliness of the open road. Yet amidst the chaos and turmoil of frontier life, he found moments of joy and camaraderie, forging bonds with fellow adventurers and earning the admiration of those he encountered. In the end, Wild Bill Hickok's journey came full circle, bringing him back to the quiet town of Troy Grove where it all began. Surrounded by friends and admirers, he reflected on the twists and turns of fate that had brought him to this moment. The battles fought, the lives touched, the legacy left behind. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rolling prairies of Illinois, Wild Bill Hickok rode off into the sunset, his legend immortalized for all time.